All right, I'm getting ready for work. Let's talk about a couple things that I've learned in the last few years going from divorced to now remarried. So I'm about to do my gua sha. I'm using my Tatcha. I've really been trying to get my skincare together. And first thing I want to say is divorce is not the end of your life. It can definitely feel like it at the time. I got divorced in 2020 with 4 kids. And my situation was particularly abusive. And it took me 7, almost 8 years to leave. I got married when I was 20. So in that moment, you feel like it's your fault. You feel like it's the end of the world. But I want to let you know, anything that isn't for you, God is going to make it fall away. And sometimes we are hard-headed and it takes us time to leave. But you've got to know that if it's ending, it's because it needs to end. Now, another thing. Please don't believe that no one will ever love you again with your kids, okay? These men, your ex, especially if he's like a narcissist, will do everything he can to make you think that there will be no one else who will want you and your kids. And sis, there is a whole man who will love you and all your kids, whether you have 2, 4, 9, he's out there. But here's something you have to do to make that happen. Yes, it is true that you will find love again, but you cannot take the version of you that was married and divorced into this new relationship. Sis, you have to heal. I spent, first of all, 2020 got divorced, cried for like 3 months, 4 months, I don't even know, maybe longer. Thought about getting back with my ex. Then I went to therapy. I started my business, which allowed me to afford therapy. And I went to therapy for like 9 months, every single week, a session. And what I was really working through was worthiness. You have to give yourself the space to heal so that you know you are worthy. Despite what that person put you through, you have to, number one, take accountability and recognize while what they did to you isn't your fault, you have to accept responsibility for the fact that you stayed for as long as you did. That's 1. 2, you have to remind yourself and rediscover your worth. That person, that relationship made you forget how worthy you are. But this new person that's waiting for you, you need to make sure you show them a version of yourself that knows their worth so that they treat you the way you treat yourself. So focus on you. Get really intentional about your routine. Love yourself. Treat yourself really good. My husband now treats me the way he does because he saw how I treated myself before we ever got married. That's the key. You got this, girl.
There are so many benefits to being divorced, and I just wanted to share them with you in case you needed a little dose of encouragement. Now, one of my favorite ones, which is probably the one that transformed me the most, was giving up and stepping down from my position in my life as the professional facade holder. It was always my job to make everybody else feel comfortable, to toe the line of the narrative that we were living in, even if it wasn't real. And that was echoed by so many people that were like, I never saw this coming in your life. Yeah, I was really good at holding up fake facades. And the day that I left my marriage was the day I quit being a facade holder. And if you're wondering if that's still true, I literally quit my job the other week because I was told that showing up to a meeting on my day off would be good for optics. I don't do that anymore. I don't hold up optics for other people. But I regress. Second thing that I absolutely really love about being a divorced woman, I went on the most amazing healing journey of my life. I woke the fuck up. I became the most authentic, real, down-to-earth, open, transparent, vulnerable, happy, connected woman that I've ever been. And my kids did the work too. So we have like this connection and this ability to have emotional conversations. And when you have an 18-year-old boy that can sit in your living room and be like, Mom, I realized I was in a relationship and I didn't love myself. There's nothing more rewarding than that. Now, the third one I really love because before I got divorced, I didn't even know what colors I liked to decorate with in my house. I didn't know how to decorate a house because I literally let my ex pick everything. And it was always based on like price or like convenience or like what he wanted. And so now I have an opinion, and I'm very opinionated on the things I want in my home. Let me just show you. I have all these colors in my living room. I have a burnt orange couch. I've got a floral 70s chair that I bought because I love retro vintage furniture. I've got these rad velvet vintage lamps, and I'll have to tell you how I found this amazing like retro dining set with pink velvet chairs for $50. I express myself fully in my home and have created stability emotionally, mentally, and financially. And it's like literally one of the best things I've ever done for myself. And then that just bled into when I found a relationship that I wanted to learn how to navigate commitment again in my own definition, on my own terms. And we do the living apart together thing. And it works really well for me. And it works really well for my boys. And my partner is amazing. And he sends me text messages like, what do you need? How can I support you? Now, it doesn't mean it wasn't hard. It doesn't mean I didn't grieve the shit out of my life. It doesn't mean that I didn't.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be diving into a topic that doesn't get enough attention: why divorced women tend to live happier lives. Okay, so there's a common misconception that divorce is the end of happiness, but for many women it's quite the opposite. So we are going to break down some of the reasons why many women find true happiness after divorce and why can it actually be a turning point for their emotional well-being. First and foremost, let's talk about emotional rehabilitation. After divorce, many women feel a sense of freedom that they have not experienced in years. Often in toxic or unhappy marriages, women carry the emotional burden of keeping things together, whether that's managing a difficult partner or sacrificing their own needs to maintain peace. Divorce, while painful, allows them to release those chains and finally focus on their own happiness. It's like reclaiming their own narrative, which is incredibly empowering. Rediscovering your identity, that's another huge factor. Rediscovering who they are as individuals. In marriage, especially long-term ones, many women can lose a sense of self. They become so focused on being a wife, a mother, or fulfilling society roles that forget their own passions and dreams. Post-divorce women often go on a journey of self-discovery, whether it's pursuing a career they always wanted, starting a new hobby, or simply focusing on self-care. This discovery brings a deep sense of fulfillment. Control over their life. One of the most powerful aspects of life after divorce is having full control over their life decisions again. This could range from small things like how they spend their weekends to big choices like moving to a new city or changing careers. They no longer have to compromise or negotiate with a partner. For many women, this is anatomy leads to a more fulfilling, stress-free life where they can truly prioritize what matters most to them. Let's also not forget the personal growth that comes with experience. Divorce is tough, no doubts about it, but going through the process often builds a woman's resilience, confidence, and inner strength. They have survived a challenging chapter in their life, and many come out stronger and more self-assured than ever before. It's in this strength that happiness blooms because they now know what they can overcome and that they can create new chapter, happy life for themselves. Relationship moving forward. Another reason many divorced women find happiness is that they tend to approach future relationship from a much healthier place. After learning what they don't want, they are more discerning and selective about who they allow into their life. Whether they choose to stay single or eventually enter a new chapter in a relationship, they do so with a clearer boundaries, a better understanding of their needs. This leads to healthy, more balanced relationship. Okay, so finally, we need to acknowledge the social and emotional support many women receive post-divorce. Contrary to the stereotype of lonely, divorced women, many women actually experience an outpouring of support from friends, family, and even a new social circle. They reconnect with people, make new friends, and build strong support networks that boost their happiness. And let's be real, guys. Sometimes a girls' night can be also good, okay? It can change your mood. Okay, a girls' night or a good vent session with your friends can do wonders for your mental well-being. So to finish this, divorce is not the end of happiness for women. In fact, for many women, it's the beginning of a new chapter, more fulfilling chapter, more emotional liberation and rediscovering their identity, gaining control over their lives, and building a healthy relationship. Divorced women often come out happy, more resilient, and more empowered. Okay, so if you're someone who's going through this, just know that you're not going through this alone. Okay, just remember, happiness is the one horizon, and life after divorce can even be better than before. This is one thing you should put in mind. So never limit yourself, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to say bye bye.